Cuba, the pearl of the Caribbean, bears richness as valuable as its landscapes, as unique as its own culture, as authentic as its people. It has a complex and comprehensive industrial system as well as a business opportunity worth knowing. Getting to know the Cuban oil industry. It is March 25, 1992. CUPET has just come into being as the only full Cuban state enterprise authorized to carry out all the oil operations from top to bottom by itself or in joint venture with foreign companies. For more than 20 years now since its emergence, CUPET has prospected, refined, and marketed oil and its byproducts for meeting the needs of customers and the people with high standards of quality, safety, and competitiveness, so as to contribute to the country's independence and the sustainable development. But beyond the evident human value, what strength borne by CUPET make it valuable from the business point of view?
Casi todo el territorio cubano es perspectivo para la exploración petrolera. Estamos hablando de un territorio en tierra de unos 100.000 kilómetros cuadrados, más toda la zona de agua somera y su extensión hacia la zona de aguas profundas.
En estos momentos las condiciones para la economía y para la inversión extranjera en Cuba tienen un momento de apertura.
Contamos con técnicos de mucha experiencia, de más de 20, 30 años en la industria petrolera, que conocen todas las ramas del petróleo y que han trabajado en la mayoría de las instalaciones que tiene Cuba en el país.
Nosotros mantenemos la esperanza y trabajamos arduamente junto con nuestros socios en la búsqueda de nuevos yacimientos de petróleo.
It would suffice to take a look at the map of Cuban oil infrastructure for realizing how complex and encompassing its chain of values is. Its system of producing fields, refineries, its lowering maritime terminals, storage facilities, as well as those for oil and gas pipelines, show CUPET's will to meet the country's energy demands. But as it always happens to non-renewable resources, just as some deposits are exploited, others are likely to be found. Meet engineer Rafael Terreiro Perez. His job as a prospective manager at Cuba-Petróleo Corporation for more than 20 years allows him to have an in-depth understanding of the island's oil potential.
Estamos hablando de 40 yacimientos de petróleo, la mayor parte de ellos de petróleo extrapesado, aunque existen también yacimientos con petróleo ligero, mediano y muy ligero.
It is true that geologically speaking, Cuba is a very complex island. To the south, the Caribbean's volcanic arc, and to the north, the southern edge of the North American continental shelf.
La mayor parte de la producción de Cuba se encuentra en un sector entre La Habana y Matanzas, y la provincia de Matanzas. Aquí se encuentra el yacimiento más grande de Cuba, que tiene reservas geológicas en el orden de los 6.000 millones de barriles. Y aquí se encuentra casi toda la producción del país. Los yacimientos se encuentran básicamente en el mar y son alcanzados de tierra con perforación horizontal, lo cual permite no solamente llegar a los yacimientos, sino además tener una mayor productividad, porque el pozo horizontal navega dentro de la capa productora de petróleo centenares y a veces hasta miles de metros.
It is midday in one of the prospecting oil wells located somewhere in Cuba's northern oil province. A great responsibility lies on the shoulders of the man in charge of drilling. Prospecting likely deposits located some kilometers offshore from inland. While looking at the horizon, he thinks of the next step to be taken in one of the most difficult prospecting maneuvers in Cuban shallow waters: horizontal drilling.
La inclinación del pozo se comienza bastante adelantada, lo que no es común, o sea que estamos trabajando desde poca profundidad, estamos trabajando ya con ángulos casi máximos de por encima de 85 grados, lo que dificulta bastante el trabajo porque se puede decir que casi todo el desplazamiento lo estamos haciendo en posición horizontal.
With experience of having drilled 8 previous wells, 7 of them being long-range, Team CUPET 4 is a pioneer of horizontal prospecting in Cuba.
Un equipo de última tecnología, con 1000 caballos fuerza, con capacidad de perforación de 7000 metros, con unas 450 toneladas de gancho. Tiene un sistema programado inteligente con protecciones de última generación.
But while new deposits are being prospected from the shore, tens of kilometers far offshore, other reserves are waiting to be discovered. Cuba's exclusive economic zone shares the same scenes, the same source rock, reservoirs, and seals as the prolific Gulf of Mexico's oil basin, where huge deposits have been discovered and one of the largest industries worldwide has been developed. It is spring. Next to one of the most charming beaches in the Caribbean, hundreds of cubic meters of crude and gas travel daily along extensive conduits. Nobody seems to notice it. In the seeming quiet of the afternoon, one question floats on the air. How has CUPET made oil and the environment coexist together in harmony?
Esto es importante debido a que es una política de CUPET de mantener el medio ambiente, de convivir en el medio ambiente sin contaminarlo. Eso es debido a que nuestro centro colector, todo el proceso es un proceso cerrado por tuberías y separadores, el cual no tiene emanaciones de ningún tipo, ni de gas ni de petróleo, hacia el medio ambiente.
The will of steadily automating and updating its facilities in favor of the people's safety and the environment makes Cuba-Petróleo a profitable enterprise to be associated with. This is Camilo Cienfuegos Refinery, located in the southern coast of the country. Cuba-Petróleo S.A. is one mixed enterprise with PDVSA within the Bolivarian Alliance for the Americas. Though its oil truck terminal with a modern system for identifying fingerprints, its wharf with anti-spillage equipment, integral docking system and modern sounds, or its impeccable tank patio could be reasons enough to be marveled at, something else could uncork a further surprise to a newcomer. Yes, your sight doesn't deceive you. Dolphins are swimming at large across the bay as millions of tons of oil are processed, stored and shipped yearly. Cuba-Petroleo's refining system is mainly aimed at optimizing the home demand of hydrocarbon supply. Hermanos Diaz Refinery in Santiago de Cuba supplies the market in the eastern region and provides Nico Lopez Refinery in Havana with raw material for its catalytic cracking unit. Producing oil and its byproducts, however, would not be useful at all without a field system ensuring its storage and transportation to its final destination. A complex and effective logistics which is worth getting acquainted with. Supertanker base in Matanzas. Only by glancing at the control center on land of its wharves is where premises can be found out. Safety and protection. And though with the most powerful firefighting system in the country, this base, one of the most important in Latin America, markets all dark and light colored goods from heavy fuel to fuel for planes. In its labs, a highly trained personnel analyzes the load before being stored in one of the most colorful and safest tank fields in the country. But the supertanker base is just one piece in the complicated logistic framework highlighted by Cuba-Petróleo Corporation's marketing system.
Manejamos nuestra flota de buques fletadas, no son propios, buques fletados, con lo cual garantizamos el movimiento de combustible entre todos los puertos en grandes volúmenes. También fletamos transporte ferroviario para movimientos ya entre bases en tierra y tenemos nuestra propia flota de camiones, con lo cual movemos también entre las diferentes bases de combustible y llegamos hasta cada cliente.
CUPET has signed agreements with tens of foreign firms for setting up associations of joint ventures. Nowadays, one of them generates the cheapest electricity in the country. It is kilometer 45 at Villa Blanca Freeway, one of the busiest tourist roads in Cuba. While some people spend their energies in strenuous workouts, a mixed capital firm takes advantage of all its possibilities. Energas S.A., the only facility with combined cycle in the country, supplies 14% of the electricity consumed by the country. Spearheaded by its three main power plants, Energas S.A. provides electricity at just 1.5 cents a kilowatt hour, while contributing a large amount of sulfur, solvents, and liquefied gas obtained from accompanying gas. Plus, it gives out clean natural gas to be used as household fuel in the capital of the country. Manufacturer Gas Enterprise, Havana. The natural gas reaching this facility from the deposits in the northern coast to the east of the capital is mixed with atmospheric air. This technological change, entirely financed by CUPET, has saved millions of dollars while protecting the environment and humanizing labor. This plant used for distributing 800 kilometers of underground networks so that more than half of Havana's population is provided with it. For those who cannot receive this domestic fuel, CUPET offers them an alternative: liquefied gas from oil. Here, all the liquefied gas used by families and institutions for cooking in the western region of the country is stored, bottled, dispatched, and marketed. Committed to customer safety, the Cuban Gas Enterprise offers services for evaluating the safety conditions of LGP's non-potable pressure containers by highly skilled technical personnel. For those cylinders in need of a further checkup, it's one plant that brings them back to their top conditions. The distribution and marketing cycle of this domestic fuel is completed by the Liquefied Gas Enterprise in Havana and marketing enterprises in the rest of the country, which carry this product up to the selling posts. CUPET counts on 20% of university graduates among its roughly 23,000 workers, roughly 73% men and 20% women. Another class day at the Matanzas headquarters of CUPET's Oil Polytechnical Center. Today, students are learning how to drill in a modern simulator. Like them, over 20,000 students have been prepared, trained, or certified in any of these classrooms. Having 5 schools scattered across the whole country, the Oil Polytechnical Center is an important pillar for Cuban oil industry sustainable development.
Obreros y técnicos les damos cursos generales y certificaciones internacionales. Y en el caso de los especialistas, estamos autorizados por el Ministerio de Educación Superior para dar formación superior posgraduada, y en convenio con las universidades del país podemos hacer diplomados, maestrías y especialidades.
But not only upgrading contributes to advancement of Cuban oil industry. Another not less important center is responsible for carrying out research and development policies by means of projects and specialized services.
Por ejemplo, la producción nacional nuestra es en yacimiento carbonatado y bueno, estas tecnologías han sido adecuadas a este tipo de reservorios.
This modest oil research center has marketed goods of high potential. Its fuels, for example, are produced on a larger scale by another CUPET enterprise. Aimed at strengthening leadership at the home market of lubricants, while increasing its corporate competitiveness and image, Cuba Lube hopes to be the favorite hallmark, with the best prices and required quality, just as it is demanded by the products made in St. Pet. Meet Alberto Cabado, Director of the Refining Area at the Oil Research Center. His work for more than 40 years at the oil industry allows him to speak proudly of his work team's successes.
Una de las funciones que con más éxito hemos tenido en los últimos tiempos ha sido buscar una mejor utilización del diésel a través de la incorporación de aditivos que desarrollados por el centro, probados en el centro y que ya se producen en Cuba a partir de una patente también nuestra y que se incorporan al diésel. Otro producto de gran valor agregado es el combustible de aviación. Este combustible se produce en el país, en nuestras refinerías, bajo un proyecto hecho por los especialistas de esta área del Centro de Investigaciones del Petróleo.
But getting new products is not the only feature singling out CUPET's research center. Its local services at wells, its evaluation of catalytic processes in refining, its environmental study services, as well as any other test or given decision arising in industry, make an essential mainstay out of St. Pet for boosting Cuba-Petróleo Corporation. CUPET, however, is not only present on Morelos highways. The Sea Fuel Terminal project has entirely been the fruit of intelligence and creativity on the part of specialists at the enterprise of oil engineering and projects.
Más del 20% de nuestro mercado está enfocado a empresas fuera del sistema CUPET, principalmente empresas petroleras que dan servicio en Cuba, la mayoría de ellas de empresas extranjeras, por supuesto, y además damos servicio a la Unión Eléctrica, todo lo asociado a la alimentación de combustible, a las centrales termoeléctricas, a la aviación y a otras empresas dentro del país.
From controlling and administering refining processes up to managing CUPET's finances, the softwares designed or managed by the Technomatics branch are the automatic foundation on which all the Cuban oil industry rests. Wherever you look, whether classrooms or labs, wells or refineries, Cuba-Petróleo Corporation's technical infrastructure and human potential make it an attractive business opportunity. In an industry characterized by risks, a good many people are sure of something.
Valdría la pena el riesgo de perforar en Cuba asociado a CUPET, tanto en la zona económica exclusiva como en tierra.
CUPET vale ese riesgo y Cuba también lo vale.
Tenemos muchos casos de exitosos de los contratos de producción compartida. Y actualmente hay socios nuestros que están operando, que están produciendo petróleo y que están recibiendo ganancias de haber descubierto, haberse arriesgado y descubierto petróleo en Cuba.
CUPET, we are worth the risk.